It is week 4 here in North America. The season coming close to its end, and teams really starting to feel the heat, especially Ghost, a team who, like Gibbs said, they really need some wins right now.
This is probably one of the most important matches for Space Station, just because, like they said on the desk, they are undefeated in the bottom 5 with other teams. So this is probably one of the most important matches because you're going to look at them if you want to see somebody upset the top 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Space Station Gaming, a team that almost took out G2. If you think all the way back to their first series, they got up ahead 2-0 against G2, ended up getting reverse swept. But we've seen some really good things out of Space Station. Their infield passing looking very good. But, you know, looking at Ghost, what have you seen from Ghost? Do you think they are going to be able to stack up to Space Station?
It definitely comes down to how they involve Illusion in their play. I think that if they can find solid pass plays, and instead of going for these solo plays that they're so dominant with, if they can kind of, feed, cross-pitch passes and try and work everybody involved, then I think they have a chance. And right now, they need to prove themselves more than ever because you can't lose these games now or else you don't have a chance, later on.
Absolutely. Time is running out. And, as Gibbs said, these teams, when they're down to their last life, that's when they're going to fight their hardest. And Ghost really knows that it's all on the line right here.
They need to put everything out there, and they need to come together now because, like I said, you don't even want to be in that situation where you have a chance to get in the regulation tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ghost is a team that Rizzo himself said you'd look out for. And Wave said it on the desk, you just can't count, or he's going to hold his opinion off on a lot of these teams just because they had to go through the big 3 to get here. The big 3, they're all sitting undefeated at 4-0. We're finally starting to see the teams, the other 5, start to battle it out for those top spots, those top 6 spots.
And as a player, you don't get to see the scrims that are behind, all these games. So it's crazy to think that there's so many teams that just prove themselves off the pitch, but when it comes to league play, they cannot show up and can't get results in.
Absolutely, and we're getting into Game 1, Ghost versus Space Station. And Lethamyr trying to get a flick early on, but Sathu gets a big save there. Now Memory off the backboard. That play stopped by AXB. Now Sathu on the other end, a delayed pass, but Lethamyr off the post, and he gets another save. Already a precarious defensive situation that Ghost managed to get out of. Now Sathu, that challenge sends the ball right back to Memory. Memory up to Lethamyr, who is upfield. Lethamyr off the backboard, out into the middle. Memory, a bounce shot, and it's just wide. The net was open, but Memory just couldn't find the mark there.
Especially with Ghost standing right now, you got to make those shots. You got to prove yourself here more than ever. It's a great start so far, getting some nice opportunities. And like I said earlier, getting everybody involved and going for some nice team passes.
And you said Illusion. You want to see Illusion get involved, so we'll keep our eye on him. Now he's got a shot opportunity. AXB blocked him. Now Memory going for backward, but Zipical able to cut it off and get the double tap clear. Lethamyr shot towards net. AXB easily getting the save. Memory with a block over on the side. Now Zipical up to AXB. AXB centers it. Lethamyr cuts out the play. Zipical popping it up. Illusion will be first to it, and he just drops it right back down. AXB going for the clear, and he does find Zipical. Now left, off the backboard, a miss from Zipical. Weak shot towards net, and Sathu, that was a close call for Space Station. Sathu getting to that ball just in time to knock it out.
Barely pinching it off the post as well, but I love the aggression coming out from Ghost right away. They're putting shots on target, and they're in their face. You see Lethamyr being an aggressive player, especially in this matchup right now.
But a good infield pass, and Illusion forced to make the block. But you're right, Turtle, a lot of the pressure has been from Ghost, but now Space Station starting to get an attack going of their own.
Getting a little bit more comfortable as well. I mean, it's just the first game. You want to see teams get warmed up, but it's really whoever's going to come out the gate swinging, really.
And Lethamyr again with a save. Time and time again, Lethamyr making defensive plays here in Game 1. Now Illusion racing to it. Does nick the ball. Went off into the corner. AXB, self-pass. Going for another one, drops it down, bouncing up towards the ledge, and AXB with a bump. Lethamyr will have to come in and save Illusion after he got bumped. This one might be bouncing down. It does to Sathu. Sathu, a weak shot. Ball still in a dangerous spot towards net. Memory has to E-break, and he gets the save over to Illusion.
A little bit of a slower shot. Not the best shots coming out here, but the pressure is completely switched and flipped for the second half of this match.
But both teams holding strong. Defense coming out. Illusion over towards the side. Was a little too far out of reach for his teammates. Now counterattack. Lethamyr and Illusion both going for it. Memory with a dribble gets it under one and gets the demo on Sipical. We'll see if that helps out Ghost. Lethamyr getting a clear. AXB clearing it right back. Illusion trying to take his time, but Sathu gets the intercept. Now Sipical with an E-break is going to pop it right back up, but he has no boost. He'll have to retreat. Lethamyr trying to get it downfield. Illusion cuts off the play, and Sipical trying to clear it. A little bit of a bump in their own net. Spacestation trying to recover. Counterattack. Sathu with a shot over Memory. Wonderful placement, and Spacestation break the grid line.
And you love to see this pass from Sipical with a backflip, getting it across the field, and Sathu with so much space, so much time, and he still manages to hit it right behind Memory.
And great control from Sathu. You could see him even air rolling just a touch right, so he could get some extra height when he flipped into it.
And you saw that pass from Sipical, but Memory, or Lethamyr right there, missed his opportunity. That could have put them right back in the game.
Yeah, just ran out of boost there. He needed just 5 more boosts to make that play happen. So close for Leth. Ghost and Spacestation well matched in game 1. Illusion slowing down the counterattack. Memory comes in to back him up. Sipical up the sideline. Stopped by Illusion. Leth going for the dunk. He does get a stop. Now Illusion going for the backboard pass, but it's going to go a little wide. Now Memory off the sidewall. Trying to get it to somebody in the middle. Lethamyr out of boost yet again. Says go all the way back. Illusion with the back pass. Sathu again with the intercept. Getting those multiple interceptions, slowing down the Ghost counterattack, and that's going to be it in game 1. Spacestation take it 1-0.
Very mixed game here. We saw pressure from both sides coming out, but I want to take it back to that Sipical pass. You see the backflip he got and managed to open up the space. It really comes down to putting away opportunities like that, and Spacestation really coming out on top here.
Yeah, it came down to that 1-versus-1 play, and like you said though, that just gorgeous pass. And you can see Sipical setting up the shot. Sathu though had that one-on-one situation with Memory, and let's take another look at this pass. Backflips it, gets it past Illusion, and a well-timed bounce, or a shot off the bounce from Sathu.
Right. And it's surprising too, because you don't really expect that coming out of a player like that. He could have just gone for the regular challenge, but he actually tried to make more of the play, which is really what opened up so much space for Sathu. But really, like I said, a mixed game. It felt like the pressure was either completely in Ghost's favor or completely in Spacestation's.
Yeah, they both were taking turns trying to batter each other's defense down. Ghost, you know, they looked good, and I think both teams looking pretty good in this game. Good defensive saves, defensive stops. Offensively, you know, they perhaps could have made a little bit more of their shooting opportunities, but, you know, it was still a very close game, neck and neck.
Definitely seems like Lethamyr is being a little bit less selfish. You don't see him going for all these, you know, solo dribbles as much. And I definitely think he's opening up, and Illusion is being more involved, going for a lot more backboard passes I see in that game. Yeah,
and now we just have to see if Ghost can finish him off. Still held scoreless in game 1. And Ghost, they're sitting at 0-4. So they need this win. Lethamyr up the sideline. AXB with the stop. Now Illusion clear downfield. He's going to chase it. Does get full boost. Ball bouncing out towards the middles. And then a good pop up in the air. It was a little fortunate. But Spacestation is able to get that back under the control. Now on the other end, Spacestation attempting to start the attack. A demo from Leth on Sathu. Now Memory will have some space, controlling it with the touch. Didn't get the challenge, and now Sipical will center it down to AXB. AXB off to the Ghost corner. Lethamyr with the first touch control, flicks it. Sathu with the stop. Now Illusion following it up. Getting it over to Lethamyr, and Lethamyr does lob it towards the Space Station net. And a misread from Sipical. He's going to have to bail out. Memory. Leaving that one now. Sathu upfield. Aleutian, great first touch. And gets it by a second. Going for a third. He does get it by the third defender.
Great solo plays.
Aleutian off the ceiling. Going for it, and Leth came out of nowhere. Memory finishes it off. But it looked like we were about to see a highlight play from Aleutian.
The solo play, that was just insane. Bringing it off the ceiling as well. I can't even describe how many players he just beat. Was that like 2 or 3?
He beat all. He took down all 3 defenders. Obviously, he couldn't get a shot on net by the time the defenders recovered. But Aleutian took it past 3 people and then went up the ceiling and got that goal essentially for his team.
And to have his team to know what he's doing, it did get a little bit messed up there with Lethamyr and kind of congested, but overall able to still put a shot.
And a long-range shot from Lethamyr all the way from midfield, and Ghosts find themselves up 2-0.
Something like this really does come down to rotations, but that pass back to Lethamyr is really what gave him the opportunity to even get a shot on net.
And like you were saying before on that play, it very well could have been Aleutian just calling out that he didn't have enough boost to make the play.
Exactly.
And now another kickoff goal. Ghost, 3 goals back to back to back.
Now they're coming up very differently this game. This is just putting every shot on target, and Lethamyr with the demo going for the shot. That's pretty fortunate, honestly. I'm not sure if he was trying to do that, but really just going for a contest there, and he got a little bit lucky.
This could be that moment, Turtle, where Ghost starts to kick it into high gear because they know they're out of lives.
Exactly, and they need to do it now more than ever. This could prove everybody wrong. Everybody's doubting them in this league play. Especially
in this series, you know, game 2, going down 0-2, that's when it might seem insurmountable. But they are bouncing right back in game 2, making a statement. Space Station Gaming, on the other hand, they still have some time to bring this back, but they're going to have to get one soon.
And it's all about how they maintain this pressure. And if they don't let off the gas, they want to stay aggressive and they want to stay in Space Station's, face and try and keep the pressure, not get complacent. Because a team like Ghost that's a little bit inconsistent here and there, especially with how they incorporate Aleutian, you want to see them keep their same play style throughout the entire match.
Let's see if they can keep it up. Memory, the shot towards net. Saved by Sipical. Follow-up chance for Leth. It's just going to be a challenge, popping straight up off the ceiling. AXB over to the side. Space Station still struggling to get it out of their half. Now ball down to Sipical. He's going for a ceiling pass, bouncing down, and a good defensive stop from Lethamyr.
Just booming clears, but Sathu taking the dribble game, something he's very known to do, and that's a great demo.
The demo setting up the flick for Memory. Using that dominance to the fullest extent. Memory getting a Ghost up by 4 now.
Keeping the aggression. This is exactly what you want to see from Ghost coming out here, trying to still keep incorporating new elements, and that demo is a great way to start it.
That demo opening up space. And Memory taking that space with authority. Another challenge for Memory, sends it towards the midfield. Space Station, they have been just stopped all game, trying to get out of their half. Nothing really going for them.
Just booming clears, really. I don't see them trying to connect anything. They're just clearing as high and as far as they can. And it really makes them just lose possession instantly. They have no creative space to work with or nothing.
And even there, a double commit. And then having to dodge the demo. Space Station, a bit of a scramble for them. Ghost, however, on the attack. AXB getting in the way of the shot from Memory. Ground pitch will be easily saved by Aleutian, who now has it on the side. Center ball to Lethamyr. Lethamyr off the corner going for a double tap, but gets shut down by Sathu. Now Sipical taking over. Aleutian stopping that attack. Sathu all out of boost. Aleutian's going to hit it towards the corner. AXB long clear. Sipical off the corner. Missed his double tap opportunity, but AXB gets a backboard pass cut off by Aleutian, and again Aleutian getting the clear. Aleutian just continuing to do a great job of getting the ball out of Ghost's half.
And you think back to that solo play he had, really, that's just a great boost to morale as well. If you can score a fancy and flashy goal like that as a team, you're feeling good and you're feeling very energetic after something like that.
And it is carried over in this game, 4-0 with just 20 seconds left. And almost
styling on these.
And Lethamyr and Illusion both trying to get that shot. Memory, passing to himself. Lethamyr stays with it. And you can tell that they're just throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks.
And I've talked about it before, but the more you freestyle and the more you kind of go for crazy shots, I feel like it shows not only that you're loose and you're kind of getting confident as a team, but as long as you don't overcommit and you can keep doing these creative plays, it helps boost just overall flow as a team if you're going for these creative shots and you're trying to put, you know, kind of different types of passes in.
Yeah, and you just look at the stats. Ghost, they figured that out. They're making it work. 11 shots for them to just 2. For Spacestation, and it was just an offensive showcase for Ghost in this series. And look at this. This was the play where you could see, yeah, it looked like Illusion was out of boost. So he might have called for Leth to come up and help. Right. He couldn't get out of the way. Lethamyr trying to help out with the shot here, but Illusion with that insane effort to even get that opportunity.
And Memory with great patience there. He even saw both of his teammates double commit, but he still kept, you know, the same positioning because he saw the great mechanical skill that was being developed right in front of him, and he just stayed there waiting for his opportunity.
And that's a lot of pressure too, being the third man when you know both your teammates have double committed. You have to hit that shot because, you know, you miss, you hit it off the backboard, you hit it off the post, or you hit it right to a defender and they get on the counterattack. We already saw Illusion had no boost.
Exactly.
So he's going to be slow. Lethamyr might have used up all his boost there too. So a high-risk play there, but they made it work, and Ghost just stomped Spacestation.
And it would be so demoralizing too to see a counterattack like that come into place because you had such a great opportunity. And if Memory wasn't able to put it in, you know, that could have been a completely different game if we saw a counterattack happen right there.
Absolutely. You know, especially because, you know, the double commit could have made it that much worse. But here we are. Game 3 tied up at 1 apiece in the series.
And we saw lots of booming clears from Spacestation before. I'm looking at Sathu right now, a player who, in my opinion, has been known to be probably a really solid dribbler and a person who really takes his time and tries to go for more challenges in the midfield. And we're going to see if he could, you know, take possession of the game and try and, you know, sway it in Spacestation's favor here.
And we've seen Memory already do that exact thing, take his time, get the dribble goal. But Spacestation, they have struggled, or they did struggle in game 2. So they need that help. Illusion dropping it down into the corner. Lethamyr a little slow to it, but Memory helping out. Spacestation starting to get some time on the offensive end. Memory with a demo. See if that kick starts the Ghost counterattack. Lethamyr over to Illusion in the midfield. Illusion going for the double tap, but AXB reads that off the backboard. Memory, first touch, controlled it, but Sipical didn't give him space. Sathu
great challenge on Illusion from AXB.
And now Sathu off the corner. Illusion all out of boost. Now a miss there from Sipical, and that's going to allow Leth to get a clear. Off the ceiling. Illusion drops it down to the corner where Leth was waiting. Ball out into the middle. Shot from Sipical. And he beats the Ghost defense.
What an absolute banger of a shot. Lethamyr with an unfortunate tackle. That's a great challenge from Sathu, forcing it out to Sipical. And the placement on the upper left spot of the goal, there's no chance in saving that.
Yeah, he crushed that ball and found his mark perfectly.
And challenging is an aspect of the game that I feel like people don't really understand in terms of skill, because it really takes a lot of thought process and, you know, I guess knowledge of the game to challenge the ball correctly and from the right angle, especially when you're looking at the other player coming.
Yeah, I mean, Rocket League is just such a difficult game because you know, the full 5 minutes you have to focus 100% because every challenge, like you're saying, if you have that focus and you can angle your car to get the ball to kick out the way you want it, then you can reap the benefits like we saw there. Now AXB clears downfield. Memory last back. A good save. He's going to be able to continue with the ball in the corner. AXB bouncing it. And another defensive stop from Illusion. Illusion on defense has been quite good for Rogue. or for Ghost. My bad.
Yeah, he really has been showing up more this game than any other series, and I think that it comes down to it's later in league play. This match is so important. I feel like he's finally finding his comfort zone. Let's see if we can continue this throughout the rest of the series.
Memory, kick down to Illusion. Illusion, a long clear towards net. Sathu dribbling that one to safety. Now Leth missing that ball. Sypical off the backboard. Chance for AXB. AXB gets stopped by Lethamir, who was waiting on the backboard. Memory in net also able to turn that aside. We're just under 2 minutes left in game 3. Now a chance for Ghost and an epic save, but a follow-up. Illusion tying it up for Ghost. A nail-biter of a moment there.
He managed to get the save. Sypical with the backflip again. But Illusion coming in and getting it around AXB and finally putting it in.
That was a big shot and a big moment from Illusion. You know, so far it seems like Illusion is having a statement series.
Finding his comfort zone, figuring out what he needs to do and how he can add to this Ghost roster.
Memory in the back. A high clear, AXB off the ceiling and back down. Illusion, first touch control. Sathu able to get it. Now clear downfield, stopped by AXB. Illusion, a light touch over, he'll chase it down. The challenge pops it up, a misflip from Lethamir, but Sypical couldn't find a shot on net. Now Memory, center ball, challenged by Sathu. Illusion hits it off the side, and with another challenge from him. Sypical now getting it into the corner. Shot towards net, saved.
Here comes the counterattack. Trying to get space. They've had pressure on them the entire time. Ghost for the past minute.
Back pass from Illusion there. Excellent control from Ghost. A center ball, but no one there for Ghost. Memory. Clearing it over and getting the dunk there. It's going to send it off to the Space Station corner. Sypical, a miss hit. And Illusion almost knocking that goal in. Still in danger. Sypical going for a clear. Gets a demo on Leth, but Memory chasing this ball down. Memory leaving it for Illusion. Illusion, the shot! And he finds the back of the net. Illusion taking the lead with 17 seconds left.
Look at the patience Memory has. He got the call from Illusion and he literally just completely stopped his car. Illusion, you know he's calling that in comms. And that's just a great play from Memory and Illusion to find the net.
And just like that, Illusion getting the lead for Ghost.
You saw the confidence that Memory had. He literally just completely stopped his car and was like, you know what, I'm going to leave this off to Illusion.
Sypical, last moment play, good stop from Illusion. And Lethamir's just going to let that hit, but it's kept up, but still touches the ground eventually, and Ghost take game 3.
Really coming out again with Memory being a patient man in the backfield and on, you know, the offensive pressure. He's able to make these patient plays, and Illusion, like I said, coming out swinging.
Yeah, you love to see that. That was just a moment of great communication from Ghost. Memory, he was in a spot to take it. Look at, he just leaves it there for Illusion. Illusion, you know, there was no hesitation. A lot of times if the communication's not there, you get hesitation, and that breaks down the play. But you see there, just completely hitting the brakes. You saw a little bit of a swerve there from Illusion, but a quick recovery and a shot that found its mark.
And with Ghost being down in their season, they are 0-4 right now. They're not, you know, confident in their numbers, but to be able to do that and pull out a patient play like that from Memory means that they're finding their comfort zone, and that is pure confidence right there in that play.
And absolutely, Memory is playing well, but to me, the key difference here has been just how the team has been playing with Illusion now. It feels like they're finally playing with Illusion as a third, you know, instead of just being it left in Memory with Illusion kind of being in the back. Illusion, he is doing his duties in the back, but also stepping up on the offense, which is something we're finally seeing from
And
Ghost.
There's not as much solo plays coming out from Ghost, and they're really pulling together as a team. And who are you going to look for in Space Station to try and actually, you know, make a difference in this game right now?
You got to wonder. And we will find out. Time running out for Space Station in this series. Sypical just waiting in the back. He sees Lethamyr beat Sathu, gets a pop up. He'll stick with this. Stop from Memory. AXB takes over. Lethamyr hits it back, tries to get the ball out of AXB's hands. AXB just dribbling it through. And oh, they finally do it. It looked like Ghost was going to get out of the situation, but Sypical just hits the ball right in.
And AXB on the wall. You saw him win about 2 challenges and take his time. He almost mind gamed Lethamyr after that backwards hit, winning the challenges and also putting it right in front of the net.
AXB, great hustle. Now pass over to Memory, but AXB saw it coming. Got in the way. Now Lucian, backboard, good patience from Sypical. Sypical pass to Sathu. Sathu is going to roll it up the back wall. Lethamyr down to Lucian. Lucian over to Memory. Memory taking his time. Gets it by Sathu. Off the backboard, but not out into the middle enough for his teammate to make use of it. AXB clear down the midfield. Sathu tests the defense, but Memory was waiting. Challenge from Leth in the corner. He's going to stick with it here. Sathu taking over.
Lots of space in the midfield. Not too much contesting, just big clears and lots of passing out from both teams, but nobody really being that aggressive force on either team. They're just kind of waiting for a mistake to happen.
Yeah, just testing the defense, seeing what they can get away with. And Sathu, he's going to be able to put this one in. 2-0 now for Space Station.
Was this AXB on the wall? Look at that touch. He didn't even jump off it. He just literally drove to right where the ball was going to happen and got a solid pass out. That's really coming down to that pass on the ceiling. That is so difficult to do.
And it's important to do because, you know, you let the ball bounce in the corner. You don't get as much velocity down.
Yeah.
The defense has time to recover. But with that pass there, getting it down to his teammate quickly so the teammate could put the shot in. Sathu up the side, Lethamyr. Self pass, gonna go for an air dribble. Just goes for the fake instead. Memory, the challenge, Lucian. Off the corner, Sathu over to AXB. AXB pops it to Sypical. Sypical with the shot, and Memory turns it aside. But a wonderful counterattack there from Space Station, even though they didn't put in a goal.
Right, and we're seeing a different game from Space Station. They're connecting more passes, and honestly being that patient force that Ghost was last game.
Ghost, obviously, had that 4-0 stomping over Space Station. And then the last second go-ahead goal from Ghost in the consecutive game.
Right. And I'm not seeing too many people pushing up from Ghost. They get a lot of these cross-pitch field passes, but nobody's really sitting on the other end of them. Nobody's really being aggressive and trying to, I guess, finish a lot of these passes.
And it has been a low-scoring game so far. Ghost still looking to get their first goal of the game. Space Station up by 2. And a long shot. Lucian couldn't make the play. Sypical hits it crossbar down from downtown.
You can see the call off. AXB went up to try and redirect this, but I'm guessing Sypical was like, no, wait, I think that's it, and just left it.
And Lucian just had to watch. But even still, you know, that was, with those crossbar shots, you can never tell, really, is it going to go crossbar down and in or crossbar down and just bounce on the goal line or even bounce out. And
you've seen it so much with players trying to disrupt a lot of the passes that come in because they think it's going to go in, but they're not sure.
Oh, and look at that. Lucian with a full field shot because of the miss from AXB earlier. And AXB getting demoed as well, but a powerful long-range shot.
Really just all about making it on net at that point. It's a lot of pressure coming down to Lucian. And that's just a field cross.
I know, and if Ghost can manage to get back into this one, you'll think back to that moment. AXB had a setup from his teammate and a shot opportunity that he probably should have hit. And they went from, you know, being up 4-0 to now conceding a goal. See if Space Station can close this game 4 out.
And Ghost still have time, 1:20. If they can put a lot of pressure on and try and force a mistake.
Oh. And AXB, he's going to get a little bit of redemption right here and further insurance.
Really just saying, you know what, you guys think you're going to come back, but I'm going to keep the pressure on. AXB with an absolute boomer of a shot.
AXB pretty much locking down game 4 for Space Station. And it looks like we're going to be heading towards game 5. And now we'll have, had two games in this series where it was heavily dominated by one team and then another.
Right, and it's just whoever is being more patient and trying to find each other. It seems like it's just a flip-flop of who's connecting more passes.
See if a nice passing play coming out from Ghost. And now, still within the realm of possibility, Sathu just couldn't get to that ball in time, but as you were talking about passing coming out from Ghost on that play.
They're definitely still involved. They got 44 seconds. I mean, we talked about it before. Space Station have been more dominant, but it just seems so inconsistent. I'm not even sure who's going to score next at this point. There's no real main leader. It's just that Space Station managed to capitalize Sathu with a solid upper 90 shot.
It's just a slugfest right now, trading blows. This time Sathu, look at that upper 90. Unstoppable shot from Sathu. Now, 7 goals. I said with about, 2 minutes left or so that it was relatively low scoring. Now, 7 total goals.
It's the casting curse, James.
Hey, I don't mind it.
You don't mind it?
Yeah, it makes it more exciting. I love seeing the high-scoring games. Now Memory trying to get the ball to Lethamyr, but cut out. Final 10 seconds. Sipical over to Sathu. Sathu dropping it down, and it's going to go off to the corner. And Space Station, they finally get a big win over Ghost, 5-2.
Ghost were still in contention with this match. It felt like they had a chance so many times and multiple points in the series. You could have thought, maybe they have a chance here, but Space Station was able to keep punishing these small mistakes that they were making.
And now it's all going to come down to this game 5. Ghost still looking for their very first win of league play here in week 4. Space Station, they have the 1 win over EG. And, Space Station, a team coming up from the rival series who are trying to make their stay a little bit longer. So,
and this is huge for Ghost because they have literally no wins under their belt. They need some form of confidence, and they have been more confident this series. We talk about Aleutian really showing up and being that main player whenever in the past he hasn't been too, loud and too, on the pitch. So you want to see them get a win here, but Space Station also want to prove everybody that they are the team that's going to make that 4th spot, and they're going to try and get an upset on one of these top teams.
Yeah, and I love what I saw out of Space Station this game. The passing coming out from them. That's something that we saw them do especially well in previous series, is that infield passing, using each other, and really playing off of each other's hits. So can they do it here? This is the final game of the series. It's all coming down to this. Game 5. Winner of this game will take the series.
I have absolutely no idea what to expect, James.
And right off the kickoff, a save from AXB. Lethamyr out of boost, just needed to find power, and he couldn't do it. So Ghost taking it to Space Station early on. Memory off the ceiling. Leth's going to bring this one, get it by Sathu. Going for the boost steal. He does get the boost steal and the challenge. Now, cutting off Aleutian. Lethamyr going for the solo play. But still, he was able to grab another boost on the way out. Ghost choking out the Space Station team right now. Lethamyr up the side. Ball down to the middle. Memory over to Aleutian. Aleutian taking control off the ceiling, going for the backboard, but Sipical stops it. Lethamyr off the corner into the middle. Sathu was able to find AXB. Shot towards net. Aleutian Hits it over to Lethamyr.
Such
All out
great
to the
possession.
middle. Aleutian off the back to Lethamyr, and Lethamyr is able to get the first goal of Game 5.
All of these passes getting connected, and Aleutian taking the option to not even hit the ball. Mind games two people, pops it up, and Lethamyr is there to capitalize off of the fantastic solo play. That's the second awesome play that we've seen coming out from Aleutian.
Aleutian just making opportunities for Ghost with his patient attacks.
It's almost explosive. It's like he waits and is patient 1 second, and then the next he completely boosts and just surprises everybody, because you don't think he can come out with such explosive, moves, and he just forces these weird but like amazing solo plays.
Yeah, it's all about timing, reading the defense, timing it right to get around him. Aleutian, he's making it work right now. And Ghost, similar to the game where they won 4-0, they have just been starving Space Station a boost and keeping that attack going. You can see Sypical, getting demoed with no boost there. Leth off the side. Almost gets the double tap. Memory getting mind gamed a bit. Aleutian just a touch slow to the ball. AXB will get it around him. Now Sathu popping it off the backboard. Memory off to the side. Lethamyr down the center of the field. Not the greatest clear, but Aleutian comes in to hit it right back to the Space Station corner as we just move past the halfway point of the game. Sypical double tap setup. Sypical just wide. A heroic effort. Sypical just inches away from tying it up.
And if he made that, that would have been a complete shift in energy from these teams right now. We've seen Aleutian come out with flashy plays, and Space Station has been relatively quiet in terms of confident plays like that.
And Aleutian just trying to throw the defense off. We do see a double commit. Lethamyr centers, but Memory playing it safe, staying back. Aleutian finds Memory. Memory getting stopped by AXB. AXB center ball, but Lethamyr was first to it. He read the play. Now Memory stealing that boost yet again. Aleutian centers to Memory. Memory double tap. He's not able to connect.
And the rotations, look at how Ghost is able to keep the pressure in this field. You see Lethamyr and the aggressor try and take so much boost, which allows them to keep the pressure on because Space Station can't get a solid clear.
Oh, and the dunk, but Lethamyr gets the save. That was a moment where Space Station almost got back into it. Now Leth downfield. Just some back and forth. And again, patience from Aleutian beats two defenders and then gets
bumps.
the bump.
Unfortunately, nobody was there, but just the confidence coming out from Aleutian, if he can keep making plays like that, there's not much hope for Space Station.
And we're under a minute left to go. Ghosts just have to hold on to get their first win of Season 7. Aleutian up the side.
A dunk again.
And now Memory back down to Aleutian, and Aleutian! That's gotta be the goal that secures it for Ghost. Aleutian off the pass from Memory.
The great challenge and the pass, and still follows up, takes the boost, and Memory with the awareness to get the pass back. That was one of the best plays we've seen this entire series.
And how fitting that it was Aleutian knocking it in. The team play coming out from Ghost. Space Station looking to make some magic happen. They need one right away. Sypical off the backboard. AXB and Sathu both commit. Pinch there from Sathu. Lethamyr just going to take his time. Memory clearing it out. And the seconds tick away. Ghost find their first win of the season and keep their hopes of top 6 alive.